Hey, what's up? It's Sniper XCS and welcome to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit a subscribe and like this video because I know that we're going to go ahead and add value to your trading. Today, we are going to go ahead and get into institutional trading entries, okay? But now before we can go ahead and get into the entries aspect and how to get these sniper entries, we have to understand one, how the banks move the market, and two, where the banks are placing their orders, all right, so we can understand where our orders need to be placed, all right. Let's go ahead and get into entries. Let's go ahead and get into how banks move the market and where banks are placing the order right in this video. Let's get it.
Okay, but now before we go ahead and get into utilizing and getting the best institutional trading entries, we need to understand how banks move the market and then understand where are the banks orders. All right, where are the banks placing these orders, so then we can go ahead and go with these trades. Okay, so the first thing that we have to understand, all right, is that when the banks are pushing price, this is when we see these large, massive candles. All right, when we see price in consolidation, that is when retailers are in. All right, so understand that first. Okay, now understand that banks are more than likely going to go with the trend instead of going against it. All right, so that's why you see when we go with the trend, right, you see, you know, uh, basically legs of price that go with the trend move a lot faster than correction or retracement trends, right? However, the banks always are going to move the market to clear liquidity because liquidity is what moves the market. Okay, so banks, all right, will move the market based off of where liquidity is. Okay, so if we can understand where liquidity is, we can understand where the banks are going to move the market. Okay, so first I like to look at liquidity at lows and highs. All right, that's first and foremost. So anytime we go below an old low or an old high, we have clear liquidity. All right. So that is how the banks move the market. Okay. So banks move the market by pushing the market and clearing liquidity where even people think that that may be even support resistance, we get cleared. All right. So now, secondly, we're going to identify where the banks have their orders at. Okay. So as you can see, I have some trades right here. So we're definitely going to get into these trades and how I identify where these banks orders are and how I was able to capitalize on this trade. Okay. So first things first, all right. We see that we have established 1 point of trend, 2 point of trend. This was that 3rd point of trend. All right. You guys can go ahead and definitely watch some more of my YouTube videos to go ahead and understand how you know, how my concept is about market structure and wave analysis. All right, utilizing these to get your entries, to set up your entries, is very important. All right, so that has to be first and foremost. All right, so secondly, I see that we have a massive bullish engulfing here. All right, anytime we have a bullish engulfing or a bearish engulfing, this shows that we have a massive change in direction. So we know that institutions are in these candles right here. All right, so we're going to go to a smaller time frame. Let's do the 1 hour, right? And we can see that we have a significant sell to buy candle here, a nice engulfing candle that then pushed the market up, and we made a new high from this low. Okay, I'm going to say that again. We have made a new high from this low. Okay, so how the banks are now moving the market, all right, is we have liquidity all right here below these long wicks, right? And we also do need to rebalance the market here, okay? Now that we understand that we need to rebalance the market here, meaning that there are massive buy orders and sell orders right here that need to become filled and rebalanced and whatnot. We'll get into that in a little bit, right? But I'll even just break it down here so you can understand it a little bit more clear, right? Banks will push down the market just like this, and this is why we have these massive sell candles, right? And we think that because these massive sell candles are here, we need to start to sell, right? So This will entice traders to get in the market, sell, right? And this is when we see banks actually, excuse me, actually go ahead, place all these sell orders, and then place even bigger orders on the buy to push the market up in the opposite direction. Okay? So now the thing is that the banks still have these sell orders open. Okay, while these buy orders are open, and so these sell orders are in drawdown, because if I'm trying to sell and it goes the opposite direction, I'm in drawdown. Okay, but now I understand that I'm trying to get all of these last orders that were in this trade that they took to hedge the market, to balance the market. I'm trying to get the last orders that they had, right? Which is going to always be in the last significant sell to buy candle, all right? Or the last significant buy to sell candle, okay? It's very important that you understand that. Okay, so now I can go ahead and get my entry based off of this. Oops. Based off of that last significant sell to buy candle, because I understood where the banks have placed their market, where the banks have, you know, placed their orders, pushed the market in one direction, because the market is always going to have to come back to where that is. All right, even here, right, we have this second entry here on this trade on GBP JPY, right, where we see this trade being broken down. Here we see that banks have pushed the market one way, where we now have banks. So let me go ahead and break this down a little bit more. Okay. Oops. I was looking at this trade. No wonder. All right. Sorry about that. No worries. Here we go. Let's lock this so we can move it. Okay. Perfect. So here we go. We see the market. No, actually delete that for you guys, so you guys can actually see this perfect. We see that the market actually clears liquidity at the low, clears liquidity at the high. This gives us that directional bias. Remember, directional bias has to come first. But remember as well, these sell orders are being placed right here and right here to then push the market up with these buy orders here. Okay, we have to come back down to these sell orders to fill these sell orders so we can be at least at break even or in profit. Okay, and every time we go lower and lower and lower, all we're doing all we're doing is taking away these orders, right? And when enough orders get pulled, when enough orders get pulled, we will see a drastic change in momentum and price, and this is what we see, right? And because we see this, the banks will try to balance out the market because there's such a massive overflow in buying power. The market, excuse me, the banks will try to rebalance the market by pushing pressure, by putting, opposite momentum pressure in the market, like these massive sell wicks right here, and try to manipulate the market and balance the market out, right? And this is why we see we need this to come back here, because these are where these sell orders here, all these sell orders are. This is why this is called an imbalance here. All right, this will help you with your entry. Boom. Here we go. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and really, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more detailed of specific entries, okay, and then we can really get into it. All right, so let's look at Euro USD. All right, I know a lot of traders love Euro USD, very very stable. Well, I'm about to say, when did we get to this high? All right, so here we go. This was a trade I took a while back. First, I understand Wyckoff 123. We have a change of direction of price. This is what gave me the understanding that I have my entry. Okay, guys, please understand that if I don't have my change of direction, I'm not getting my entry. Okay, boom. I understand that. I understand that we have my fib level here. I need to get back to a 78 to 886% retracement. Okay, let's use half of this sell candle here. All right. Now, no, let's actually use 3 hour. No, okay, 4 hour is gonna have to be the 4 hour. Okay, the 4 hour is what's really gonna give me 50% of that entry. Boom. Because I'm using that last significant candle here, because I know that this is where these bank orders are. All right, so 50% will give me that optimal entry. All right, yes, the opening candle will give you some nice entries sometimes, okay? But 50% will give you the most optimal entry there. All right, so make sure that you guys are utilizing the last significant buy to sell candle, all right? Or buy to sell candle like how I just showed you guys on G J. Okay, that last sell to buy candle there. Okay, it's very simple to use, all right, but you have to understand directional bias first. All right, you can get as low as you want on the time frame, right? On the 10-minute time frame, let's do 15-minute. On a 15-minute time frame, we can see that we also have this massive buy candle right here. And this is where really we have these institutional candles because, guys, these massive candles have millions, billions of lots put into this trade, guys. So, or excuse me, into this candle. So, just understand that this is where the institutional orders are. All right. The opening of the candle could have given you your entry as well. All right. Also, looking at this is where that last buying pressure before we completely started to shoot down. All right. That could have also that wick right there also could have gave you that entry, okay? Because this is rebalancing the market. This is where price comes back, rebalances the market because price pushed in one direction without coming back, all right? So guys, you guys can definitely find out more about imbalances, market structure, wave analysis, Wyckoff, right? Anything that has to do with institutional trading, it is on my YouTube. Go check it out. Stay blessed, not stressed. Happy trading. And let's go ahead and kill the markets this week. All right, let's do it.